Hey, everybody, this is Joel Peterson with the Crypto Code. This is our Learn Crypto series, and I want to thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. I have a question for you. Do you know what crypto is? You might be, if you're watching this video, you're wondering, like, what is crypto? And you're like, what is it really? Tell me what crypto is. And so my goal in this video is just to teach you the basics of what crypto is so you can understand it from just a really simple point and understand what is this all about and why is everyone so excited about it. Really quick, I just want to, before I tell you what crypto is, I want to ask you, what is money? Do you know what money is? So a lot of people think that in their wallet, those paper things you pull out, they think that's money. Would you be surprised if I told you that that is not money? We actually have not had money, at least here in the USA, since 1971. Why is that? Well, long story short, years ago, we used to trade things for, camels, and we'd get fruit, and we'd barter. We had a barter system, and then eventually people said, well, let's get gold. Gold is worth money, or gold is worth value. Let's go trade gold and silver, and let's make coins out of those things. And so now we're going to go buy the chickens with some coins, whatever. And that was kind of the first money that was out there. It was actually real value to gold and precious metals. Well, eventually they said, listen, it's a lot of work to go bring the gold around. Let's go store it in these storehouses, and we'll write you paper for it and say, listen, we've got this gold in our bank account, and here's $1. We have $1 of gold here in the bank account. You can go spend that, use that paper, and that's paper money. It's backed by gold. So that was actually still real money. And that's actually how banks were started. So back, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that's where our banks were started. The people that held the gold and wrote the paper. All right. So that's money. Fast forward. U.S. starts. Other countries are going. They all have money. This money is backed by gold. Okay, that it's sitting in vaults. And every $1 was backed by $1 of gold. Well, in 1971, Richard Nixon, we went off the gold standard. Now you can go YouTube it. You can figure out why we did that, but it changed money forever. And that's when money stopped being money and turned into what's called fiat currency. So you'd be surprised or not, you actually don't have money. You have what's called fiat currency. And what is the dollar backed by now? It's backed by confidence. It's backed by just because your government says it's worth something, or everyone around you says it's worth something. The problem with money, the problem with fiat, remember, we don't have money. The problem with fiat currency is it can be printed on demand. So you've seen this as an example. Since 1971, we've had different periods of our economy where we've had to print money. Why do they have to print money? I'm not going to get into that. You can go research it. But basically, government needs money. We need programs. We need this. We need some money. Oh, we have a deficit. Oh, we need some money. Let's go print it. Let's go print the money. And so over the years, they printed more money. And that's why we have more inflation. Because how many dollars are in existence in this world? Well, it doesn't matter. There's an unlimited supply of dollars, because every time the government needs money, guess what they go do? They go print it. They go push a button. They print money. That's what happened during C19. And it happened like crazy amount during C19. A lot of people don't understand this, that all those checks people were getting in the mail for staying home. Here's your stimulus check. Here's this and that. Guess what? That was digitally printed money that our government went and pushed a button and said, oh, we're going to make more money. We're going to make more money. Now it sounds great. Everyone gets excited. Hey, I got a check. Whatever, I can go do this. But what they don't understand is that when you print an unlimited supply of money, the money you actually already have goes down in value. Down, down, down. It inflates. In fact, it can go super inflation, it can go hyperinflation. So right now, as I'm recording this video, everyone's talking about inflation. But we were talking about inflation 2 years ago when they were printing all this money, screaming like, stop printing the money. But they just kept doing it. But the general population doesn't understand that. They just know that they're getting these checks and they're excited. But guess what? You got the checks, but now you're paying for it later. Now, this has been going on for years and years. It wasn't just what happened with C19, but it's just like at an accelerated pace. Okay, so you don't have money. You have fiat. You have a money that's controlled by the government. They can print an unlimited supply. Your money, your dollars, your fiat can go to zero someday, and probably eventually will go to zero 50 years, 75 years from now. It'll probably be worth zero 100 years from now. But so how do you keep ahead? How do you get out of the corruption? You know, these banks that are out there. Many of them, unfortunately, I hate to say this, you might love your bank, but they're corrupt. So perfect example of this is back in 2008 during the big crash, right? We had all these banks go out of business, and who bailed them out? The government. Guess what they did? They printed money. They pushed the button, printed the money, and then your money goes down in value, and it's just a vicious cycle over and over again. Well, okay, I had to explain to you what money is because most people walking around do not understand it. All you know is that you got your job, you're making a certain amount, and for some reason you can never catch up, right? Doesn't seems like you get a raise, but your raises aren't fast enough for how inflation, how things are getting expensive. So it's really important for you to understand. Well, somebody got tired of manipulation. And back in 2008 crash, 2009 period, somebody got tired of the corruption, the money printing unlimited money supply, and they created Bitcoin. All right. So you might be saying, like, who's this person that created Bitcoin, Joel? Here's the mystery. We don't know. So there's a person named Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, it could be a group, could be one person who looked at this situation and said, I'm sick and tired of the governments being corrupt. I'm sick and tired of all this money printing. We need to have a digital form of money that is based on something where the government doesn't own it. It's owned by the people, and it cannot be corrupted. It cannot be more supply can't be created, and it's got to be worth something. So some anonymous person named Satoshi Nakamoto released a software code, and that's all Bitcoin is. Bitcoin was born. It is a piece of software. It's a piece of software that runs on computers. Now, what does this software do? It does a very interesting thing. It keeps track of transactions. That's all it does. It runs on computers throughout the whole world, millions of computers, and all it does is run a computer program and keeps track of all the transactions. Well, why is that important? So let's talk about this. Go to your bank right now, and you can probably go online and you can download a statement. That's called your ledger. You can see the money that comes in, the money that comes out, the money that comes in, the money that comes out, right? So that's called a ledger. Well, if you went to your bank and you said, hey, I want to see all the ledgers of your bank. I'm a little nervous that you don't have all the money in this bank. Like, if everyone came to get their money, would the money be there? And the answer, is no. If everyone went to a bank to try to go get their money, they don't have all the money at the bank. You would have what's called a bank run. We live on this thing called a fractional reserve system. And so if you went to the bank and said, I want to see all the ledgers, all the transactions, they'd laugh at you. So with Bitcoin, it's different. With Bitcoin, all these computer software programs running on millions of computers, they all talk to each other and they all synchronize together, and they have a ledger that is publicly viewable. I can see every Bitcoin transaction that's sent, received. I don't know who sent it and received it, but I can see it. One Bitcoin goes here, one Bitcoin goes in here, and it all goes out. It's basically a giant database, and it synchronizes, so it's immutable. It's public. Anyone can see it. And here's the beauty of it. There can only be 21 million Bitcoins in existence. You cannot print more Bitcoins than 21 million. You cannot create them. A government can't just say, hey, we're going to go print 1,000 more Bitcoin. No. So at the very beginning, this computer program was created, and it ran on a computer, and then it ran on another computer, and it ran this little computer program, and every so often it would create a Bitcoin. And then every so often it would create another Bitcoin. Well, why would it create these Bitcoins? Why would it create these Bitcoins? Well, what it was an incentive measure for you to go run this computer program. So this computer program, like if I run the computer program and Joe runs the computer program and Margaret runs the computer program, at the very beginning, you could run this computer program on a regular computer, and it would take up a lot of power, and it would run these transactions. It would build this ledger, this immutable ledger, and it would run this very sophisticated program called based with cryptography. And it would run, and when it would reach a point where it's synchronized, it would create what's called a block. That's why they call it a blockchain. Don't worry about that. You can get pretty nerdy on that. But let's just say this. In rewards for running this computer program, the people that own these computers that run them, they got rewards of this Bitcoin. At the very beginning, it had no value. People were just like, hey, here's some Bitcoin. What can you do with Bitcoin? I don't know, but I'm just creating it. And there can never be more than 21 million. So at the bottom line, here it is. Fast forward multiple years, this Bitcoin software now runs on millions of computers, and the program gets harder and harder and harder. The computations get harder. It runs on millions of computers. It's synchronizing all these transactions. Everyone can see them. These coins have been created by what's called Bitcoin mining. So when you run these computers and put forth the energy and put some electricity in the computer and run the computer program, and you get rewarded with a Bitcoin, that's your reward, that you get rewarded for working hard, getting those computers to work hard to create a Bitcoin. So what happened is, after these Bitcoins started getting created, people said, hey, this is worth some value. I'll pay you for that Bitcoin. Give me $1 and I'll send me a Bitcoin. So that's what people started doing. Okay. You have 50 Bitcoins, give me $50. And so they started keeping track of things on paper, and someone would send the Bitcoin to here, this guy, and send the Bitcoin to here. And then fast forward over the years, people realize that this is a powerful network. The value of Bitcoin is in the network. Nobody owns the Bitcoin network. Anyone can go start a Bitcoin miner. It's all throughout the world. Governments don't own it. It can't be shut down. It runs on top of the internet. The only way to ever shut down Bitcoin would be to shut down the whole complete internet on the world. That's never going to happen. So now you have this computer network that can't be shut down. It's keeping track of things. And now people have said Bitcoin has value. There can never be more than 21 million of it. It's the people's money. It's exciting. And money started flowing into Bitcoin. Millions and millions of dollars and even billions of dollars in transaction. So if I were to go today and I go to a website called coinmarketcap.com and I look at Bitcoin, I can see right now one Bitcoin is worth $20,000. All right, one Bitcoin is worth $20,000. Why? Because we as a people have said that network of computers that runs and keeps track of transactions, that's worth it. And now you can own a Bitcoin and you can store that Bitcoin on your phone. You can store it on an exchange. Maybe you've heard of Coinbase or Binance. And so it's actually digital gold. It's digital gold. Think of it as digital gold. Okay, so I know so some people that's a little confusing, but think of it like this. You ever use Venmo? You ever use Venmo on your phone? Well, Venmo is a way you can send money to people just by clicking a few things. Well, think of Bitcoin like Venmo, but there's no Venmo company. There's no company that owns Venmo. Nobody owns it. But you have value, and you can send a Bitcoin to somebody, and you can buy a house with a Bitcoin, and you can buy a car with Bitcoin. Now, what's happened over the years is Bitcoin has become more of a store of value. Like, not as many people spend Bitcoin. They do. Over time, you'll probably see more people using Bitcoin to actually spend it. But most people hold it like they do gold, or they trade it like they do gold. Okay, so Bitcoin has become valuable. All you have to understand is this computer program that's never going to stop. It's only going to go more up in value. The government can't stop it. It has actual real value. It's worthwhile. People say, well, Bitcoin doesn't have any value. And you say, well, if you got a Bitcoin, send it to me. Do you think they'll send it to you? No, they're not going to say it's worth 20 grand right now. It was worth last year. It was worth got up to $69,000. So it's got value. All right. So now we have this huge computer network. It's running Bitcoin, and you can buy Bitcoin. You can invest in Bitcoin. You can sell Bitcoin. You can actually trade your Bitcoin in and get dollars or whatever currencies in your country. So Bitcoin is like super, super valuable. So we've got Bitcoin. Now we have something else. We have something called altcoins. So what happened was after Bitcoin was created, a group of software developers said, we like Bitcoin, but we think we could do something better. Let's create another blockchain, which basically is just another group of computers let's create another blockchain, and we're going to do something a little more special. We're going to try to make this crypto a little smarter. We're going to make it like more smart money. So Bitcoin is kind of like, I don't know if you would call it dumb money, but it's more just like it does just a couple, does like one thing and it does it really well. Keeps track of itself, and it does it really, really well. Okay. But these altcoins, they said, well, we can do more things with this blockchain, and we can do more things with this. We can create what are called contracts. We can do things. We can keep track of things. We can keep track of records better. We can do more things inside the software than just have these Bitcoins go around. So these other companies started these computer networks called altcoins. So anything that's not Bitcoin is called an altcoin. You may have heard of Ethereum. You may have heard of Dogecoin. Everyone's heard of Dogecoin. You may have heard of Solana. You may have heard of Binance. You may not have heard of any of these things. But let's just say that these are companies that started these. And they said, we're going to start Litecoin. We're going to start Dogecoin. And they started all these cryptocurrencies. And all these cryptocurrencies do different things. See, I'm at a website called coinmarketcap.com. And you can just see a list of all the crypto. And what's happened over the years is people say, these are worth money. I'm willing to put my money up for these. I'm going to buy some of these tokens. I'm going to buy Cardano ADA. I'm going to buy Solana. I'm going to buy Dogecoin. And over the years, what's happened is you can buy these on crypto exchanges. I'll talk about those in some of the other basic videos, but you can now buy and sell these altcoins. All right, so that's in essence, all they are is computer programs that run across millions of computers around the world. So why does it have value? It has value because we, as a community and as a people, have said it has value. We're willing to put our dollars and buy Bitcoin. We're willing to put our dollars and buy Ethereum. We're willing to put our dollars and buy Cardano ADA. Because the ones that actually have real value, they actually do something. Maybe they keep track of medical records. Maybe some of the banks are going to start using crypto projects. Maybe insurance companies can start using things in their crypto projects. So we're so new. We're so new in this world of crypto. You are in early. You're so early right now. 50 years from now, it'll be everything will be with crypto, all the payments, everything you use with crypto, and they'll look back in history and go, boy, the history of crypto and that one, boy, it was really archaic back then. But the most advantage is when you get in things early. So you're really early in crypto. I want you to know that. Don't think that you've missed the boat. Okay, so the question is when's the best time to get involved in crypto? Now, okay? A lot of people say, well, I wasn't around in 2013, Joel. I wasn't around in 2014. I missed it in 2017. Oh, man, 2020 and 2021, I missed that too. And now we're in a bear market right now is the time I'm recording this video. And that's the best time to get into crypto. Okay, now is the time to get in crypto. You have not missed the boat. Okay, so I know I talked a lot. This was about a 20-minute video, and I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what crypto is and kind of pique your mind a little bit. And I understand that it's kind of new to you. So feel free to jump onto YouTube and type in what is Bitcoin and type in a few things and just learn some of the basics of what crypto is. I'll show you a couple other good resources. There's a great website called Investopedia, and you can go here and just type in what is crypto, find Investopedia, and they have all kinds of you can read all kinds of things about what crypto is. So I would recommend that you just start reading it and learning about what it is and get involved with it. Get some crypto. And, I'll have some future videos that show you some easy ways to get crypto, just the basics. I'm going to teach you some safety because it's really important that there's some safety standards you need to really understand about crypto. This is where a lot of people that are brand new make most of the mistakes. You may have heard people about getting scammed out of their crypto. Maybe they lost their crypto. Maybe you've heard stories about the guy who had millions and millions of dollars of Bitcoin sitting on a hard drive and he lost it, he threw it out in the dump, or someone that couldn't remember their passwords and they lost all their crypto. Let me just kind of say this. There's a lot of safety things you need to understand about crypto. It's different than just money in your bank account, but I will tell you where there's some similarities. Crypto can be held how you hold your crypto can be held what's called self-custody, meaning you're holding it, your crypto, it's there, nobody can touch it, and your crypto is actually not stored in a wallet like in your pocket. Okay, your crypto is not stored in a wallet in your pocket. Your crypto lives on these computers. What is stored on your phone is a key. And that key is a cryptography key. And that's what unlocks that blockchain. See that blockchain right there? If I have my key, I get to put that key in the little part of that blockchain, turn the key. Now I have access to use that crypto right there. It still just stays there on the blockchain, but I have the key, and the key allows me to access the crypto. So it's kind of like having your money in your wallet or your money at the bank, all right? So say you have your money in a wallet sitting in your pocket and you lose that wallet. What happens to the money? You lose the money. So imagine your wallet is a key, because in crypto, that's what it is. It's actually a key. It's a big set of numbers. If you lose that key, or if you give that key to someone else, guess who has your crypto? Whoever has the key has the crypto. So if you put your money in the bank, you put your dollars in the bank, is that your money? Yeah, it's your money, but who could take your money if they wanted to? Who could cancel your account if they wanted to? The bank. The bank actually holds the key to your money. You got to go to your bank and get permission to use your own money, right? Key. So that's the same thing with crypto. You can hold your crypto on an exchange like Coinbase or Kraken or Binance. And those companies are the ones that hold the key to your crypto. So I'm going to get into that in another lesson. We're going to talk about crypto wallets. We'll talk about some of the basics. We'll talk about safe places to store your crypto. And we're going to get into a lot of those basics. But I hope you enjoyed this video today, the basics of crypto. Feel free to share it with others. Watch it over again if you have questions. And then go into our groups. We have a free Facebook group or any of our social media channels and ask questions. We're more than happy to help you answer your questions. Guys, this is Joel Peterson with the Crypto Code. This is part of our Learn Crypto series. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for being here. As always, take massive action in your life, anything you do. Again, this is Joel Peterson. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.